Google parent company Alphabet is the latest tech giant to trim thousands of jobs. The company announced it's slashing 6% of its workforce.
Online retailer Amazon has confirmed a coming round of mass layoffs, making it the latest tech giant to slash jobs amid slowing global growth.
Twitter shedding even more jobs over the weekend, cutting at least 200 employees, according to the New York Times. Those cuts affecting roughly 10% of the already slimmed down social media site's estimated staff of 2,000.
Is your job safe? Every year, millions of graduates dream of a high-paid job in the rainbow world of tech.
Your grandfather probably owned a gold watch, but do you know why he liked that goddamn thing so much? Well, not many people could afford gold watches in the 1900s. The people that had them were either very rich or, let's face it, some were stolen. But then employers figured out that they could use gold watches as an incentive to reward job loyalty. So they gave gold watches as gifts after 25 years on the job. Gold watches were the sign of a committed, high-value man. Nowadays, nothing even close to that happens anymore. Gone are the days when employees could expect to spend a lifetime with their employer. In the past, companies prided themselves on the loyalty of their workforce and would do everything in their power to keep their employees happy and satisfied. However, in today's fast-paced and constantly evolving business landscape, companies have adopted a different approach. The truth is, many companies simply do not care about employee loyalty anymore. You need to know this. According to Zapier, the average worker changes their job every 5 years, and the most successful people change their jobs even sooner. You probably already know that older workers stay in jobs longer because their needs are different from younger millennials. They prioritize stability and predictability. Young people are the opposite. They want to gain upward mobility as fast as possible. One of the best ways to do that is by job hopping.
Well, the Great Resignation isn't showing any signs of slowing down. There's a new survey out from PwC that found that 20%, or 1 in 5 workers, are likely to switch jobs in the next year.
Younger workers are just not interested in staying in jobs with the hopes of promotions where they get more responsibilities in the workplace but hardly an equal bump in pay. Why work a lot more for just a little more pay? Could you imagine being paid an extra $15,000 a year, but you'd have to work double the hours? That's a terrible trade for most Americans. And changing jobs every 5 years isn't abnormal for young people at all. A study from the Employee Benefit Research Institute in 2019 showed that young people had short job tenures since as far back as the 1980s. The term job hopping has only recently been popularized because of social media and work-related hashtags. But the practice has been around. The median tenure for workers in the US is just over 4 years. This means that for the majority of employees, job hopping is the norm. Don't forget that studies have shown that employees who stick with their employer for more than 2 years on average earn 50% less than those who switch jobs. This pay gap is staggering now. But think about the true cost of job loyalty in the long run. That's where it gets really scary.
In 2021, as many as 4 million Americans quit their jobs each month looking for new opportunities. A paper by the Chicago Federal Reserve shows that job switching boosted inflation an extra percentage point as people were able to garner higher pay.
So why is job hopping suddenly all over the media every day if it's been happening for a long time? Here's what I think, and tell me if I'm onto something here. Coupled with how fast social media gets information out, I think young people are more conscious than ever of being exploited. Since information is so easily accessible these days, it's far easier to learn about better work conditions in another industry. In essence, more people are learning about greener grass on the other side. This generation is also motivated by things besides money. Young people today want to be recognized properly. Young people want to travel more than ever. Young people want location freedom. Remote jobs are some of the only jobs that some millennials will even consider now because it will allow them to work from anywhere in the world. It's a paradox that companies are willing to invest so much time and money into attracting new employees, only to have them leave a few years later. The cost of advertising a position, conducting interviews, onboarding, training, and bringing new employees up to speed with their role can be tens of thousands of dollars a pop. Yet companies continue to do this over and over again. Maybe it's time for companies to rethink what workers truly care about and cater to that. Either way, you can be sure that job hopping probably works in your favor these days. Check this next video out to see whether you should leave your job or not in the next 6 months.